3, 2, 1. Wait, where's Let's Go Gambling? I got baited. Okay. Alright, there we go. There we go. It's not double flatline. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay,
Yeah, so we see double cooler on the side of Glungus, and it's not a backline core. There's no pen, there's no edit. It's a zap and dapples along that heavy deco and Sorella 10. So very, very interesting comp there from Glungus to start.
well, yeah, with double cooler, you want everyone to be running in, and Red is absolutely going to be running in with a beautiful punish on the decap, but the Knot is going to be able to catch them. And it's currently even right now. We see Topic trying to keep pressure, but we do see Kabbalah rushing with this Rainmaker, but Carbonic is doing an amazing job on that 10. We do see a Shark, but it's not. But due to the 10 shields, Carbonic lives, and oh my god, this 10 is diabolical.
Carbonic on this 10 is going to try and try to kill the Zap. They get it. They kill Ali there. They're going to take him at the decap. The decap goes down. They're going to look for a kill on the Dread.
Oh,
Not quite going to get that
name.
one. They're still kind of in the midst of that fight, but they're a 10, so they can just shield, prevent damage at any point. Redstone, that heavy player, is going to grab their Air and try and start pushing left. They find a kill on that Nautilus there. They're going to try and get left as soon as possible. 2 on-card counters are going to drop to fight them.
Yeah,
one goes down. It's a 1v1. The Rainmaker is going to win. Redstone, nice Rainmaker plays there. They're going to get it and pop Kraken here. Redstone, they're going to move up with this Kraken, trying to find a kill. They're going to splash to avoid it, but it's not going to do it. Redstone with a nice Kraken, and just like that, Glungus is running that Rainmaker. Carbonic using their 10 shield. They find a kill, they go for the KO, and they get it! Wow!
And Glungus wins the first poker round!
Insane push there. Like, it felt like that push was maybe going to end in like a checkpoint, maybe a little further than that. No, they get the KO. Carbonic throwing out their 10 shield and then getting the Rainmaker all the way to the pedestal. I mean, that's insane.
What'd I tell you? 30 points within the first 2 minutes. What'd I tell you?
I mean, like, that is about as well executed of a Rainmaker push as you could possibly hope for. Like,
absolutely.
Like, that I never in a million years did I expect that push to get that far. I think
and the thing is that it actually makes sense. When you look carefully at what Glungus is running, you end up realizing that the very design of their comp ends up incentivizing running forward as much as possible, and with a 10 shield and double cooler, it's really hard to really be punished for it. Like, it's of course possible, otherwise we'd be seeing it everywhere, but
yeah, I mean, like, I think that 10 shield did a lot to help them. Like, it obviously helped them get to the goal after Carbonic grabbed the Rainmaker, but I think it stalled out a really nice fight in mid. It gave the rest of Glungus a bit more time to move up and mobilize to that left side, which is a big part of why I think they won that. They just were able to get to the far left side towards that checkpoint before card counters were. I think that was helped by the 10. I think that's a big reason as to why Glungus was able to get that advantage and kind of snowball their way to the early KO.
Indeed.
But yeah, we're getting to the game 2 here. It's tower control on Museum Delfonzino. Interesting map. It's not one you see that often. I think on tower maps in general, they can be very hit or miss. This one, it's hotly contested amongst community. I've seen some people that say like it, like you, like. But I think I know some people who do not like this map at all. But we'll see how these 2 teams react.
They're just tower haters because they can't accept the fact that it's better than Rainmaker.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. That's a hot take. That's a hot take. I don't know, man.
Oh, and we're seeing charcoal. Okay, a decaf I can respect. Okay, there we go. And we see Kabbalah on this flank.
Yeah, so
rushing on opening super early. Unfortunately, gets punished by Redstone.
Yeah, I mean, Glungus is kind of running it back with that exact same comp. Card counters opting to do a couple changes there. Bucket in for Dread and switching the kit from the decap. So pretty similar, but we'll see how this goes. Topic out of ink, and they're going to get killed for it. Redstone popping that Kraken, trying to move forward with that 2-down situation. They're chasing Boss Tyrant all the way around. They find the kill. Kraken ends right by the tower, and it looks like Glungus is in good position to get their push started here. Ali dropped left. They're going to try and run back, maybe get in the spot. They're going to be marked, but eventually kind of get back to relative
trying
safety.
to catch one, but unfortunately, due to the sensors, everyone was able to survive. And we see that this pressure is going to keep on going. We see Carbonic trying to keep pressure up. We see Redstone continue on, but the Zap goes down on the side of hard counters. And 3 go down. Oh, wow. Triple on the Kraken that we unfortunately didn't see.
I can hear the cheering from Glungus all the way here from the commentator's desk. Glungus, they get through that first check. They are arriving at the second checkpoint. If they can get through this quickly, it's going to be a very hard comeback for card counters. Spice on the Dapple is going to try and draw attention. They're going to have to drop back down. Redstone on tower. They're going to get through that checkpoint almost uncontested. Carbonic on the tent is now also by that tower, trying to do it. The 2 down go on the side of Glungus there. Card counters, it looks like they're going to be able to hold for a bit and stop the snowball there.
Yeah, that said, we do see Kabbalah having the jet ready, but Redstone is able to punish that. Oh, but Topic getting a beautiful pick on the zap there. Oh, beautiful pick on Spice! And we see Topic trying to pop strikes, but unfortunately goes down to Redstone. Oh my god, Redstone is absolutely diabolical on the heavy. We see Boss Tire does go down. We see Kabbalah trying to pop the jet to make things scary, but Redstone's practice is making it very difficult to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, Glungus, it looks like they're going to try and push again. This Kraken is ending, but they have one cooler up. They have a Zuko up. That's going to find Topic at the right side of the map. Downfalls aren't going to go down to force a 3v3 situation, but Glungus, they're holding strong right now. They have very firm control of mid. Although maybe that splashdown has something to say about that. Boss Tyrant finds out with the splashdown, gets another with the main weapon, and just like that, card counters are in business there. They're going to score their first points of the game here.
Spice on the flank!
Spice on the flank. They're going to try and find something, but they're not going to find anything quite yet. They're going to jump almost in place there as card counters does get that first checkpoint.
And this pressure is going to keep on going with card counters. Still having a bit of a hold with Kabbalah having this jet at the ready, trying to catch Ob here, but Ob is just moving very fast here, so it's really difficult to catch. A good, very good waste of resources by Ob there, and we're seeing Red trying to keep pressure, but we see these strikes.
And this is a very pivotal part of the map here. Card counters, they get this section when they have the splashdown come up. They have cooler now. They're going to find Spice on those dapples, but way behind the tower. They're going to get past the checkpoint, threatening the lead. They are not quite going to get it. Redstone on the tower. Now they get the lead. Topic trying to take a fight around that left side spinner. That tower is still going. They're going to try and get all the way to the third checkpoint. There's a flank all the way coming behind for the dapples. They're going to die. Elise trying to drive on tower, and they're going to wipe out with the bomb. The bomb to finish it.
Diabolical suction bomb.
And unless Glungus can pull a miracle off, they are going to win game 2 and tie this set up.
Wow, we got a set here. We got a set here.
Oh, we got a set, baby. We absolutely have a set there. I mean, really, that second game, it looked like that was going to be almost a repeat of game 2 with just a quick knockout for Glungus. They got a very quick first push. They got past that pivotal second checkpoint really, really quickly, almost uncontested there. But card counters, they held on to their spinner. They were able to stop them at the 36 mark and slowly but surely settle back into mid until they were ready to get their main push off. And oh boy, that push, it was certainly something. They got, I believe it was a 100-0 push. The tower never really went back to mid in that span there. They played it patiently. They forced that wipe out at the end, and they tied that setup with a really, really well executed push there.
Yeah, no, that suction bomb at the end was one of the most diabolical bombs I have seen in my life. That actually hurt me inside.
Hey, I'm a Zap player, so I know what it's like trying to ride this tower. You are fighting for your life. There's so many things that want to kill you, and you're just a little short-range shooter. You can't really do much, but the one thing you can do, put those bombs on the tower, and that's exactly what Ali did there, and it maybe not won them the game, but it cemented that knockout for sure. Amazing bomb there. Amazing job by the rest of card counters to finish up the other 3 kills with that wipeout that eventually gave them the win there.
Well, yeah, both of these two are still in the running. Very competitive poker game, which is ironic because you would think that would mean it's very luck-based, but this is not luck in the slightest.
I don't know. Some people would argue that poker is a skill-based game. I'm not one of those people, but I don't know. I've seen some takes. Luck-based, skill-based, probably a little bit of both, honestly, but who's to say?
Actually, now that I think about it, poker's like Pokemon.
How so? I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to elaborate.
Think about it. You rely on the information you rely on information from your opponent, so you have to read what your opponent is going to do or to try to manipulate them into doing things. So in turn, on top of the fact that it's somewhat turn-based,
Yeah, I don't know.
You get it.
we're getting the humpback zones here. Very interesting zones map. You don't really see it in non-zones only tournaments, but it's going to be pivotal to decide the winner of this set. It's tied up. Whoever wins this is in good position to take this set, get a well-deserved win. And we see the NZAP 89 come out, not the cooler one. They still have a cooler with those dapples, Glungus that is, but they have the chumps to put Pan in that zone. Very interesting. I love to see that as a Zap player myself. But yeah, I believe you see a 52 as well for card counters, replacing something else from that. I kind of forget what from game 2, but that 52 is definitely new.
Carbonic's trying to keep pressure, and two are down on the side of Glungus, but card counter. Card counters. Oh, never mind. It's a wipeout.
Yeah, Glungus taking early control of mid. They forced that nice wipeout there, killing those last two on that back right part. And card counters, they are going to have to work for a full lockout here. They're kind of erring on that right side there, opting to not drop left instead. One goes down, Carbonic on the 10th. Boss Tyrant on the knot, gets traded back though. It's a 3v2. The whale comes out from that 52. The Stray Seven comes from the left side as well. And now is with some card counter decides to drop. Topic is going to try and find a couple of doubles. They're going to get them. Trying to find one on the 10 on that left side.
Oh, but Redstone getting a beautiful pick with that heavy. And they're just trying to keep pressure.
Glungus is still holding this zone. There's no penalty yet. They're in the 30s already. Card counters is going to have to try and retake again there. They're all kind of still pretty far back. They're trying to bomb the zone.
And we're seeing a gambling Zuka getting the zap there, which is huge value, and having one last shot. Not quite getting it, but being able to pull the bucket is really good here. And we do see card counters able to catch zone, but at what cost? We see Kabawa trying to keep pressure, but it's going to be very difficult to get off there.
Yeah, card counters, they have a penalty put on Glungus now. They have a way to kind of extend this game maybe a little bit longer. They have controlled zone here. Redstone is the last one there. They find a kill on Topic, and they're going to have to jump out. So that, for all intents and purposes, is a wipeout here. Card counters, they don't have a penalty. Their timer is ticking down. They have full control of this zone. Glungus is going to have to come back and get a retake in. It looks like they're spreading out. You see 2 people on the right, 2 people on the left. Topic is going to go down and try and take a 2v1 on that left side. Redstone is going to pop that crack on the right. The Zuka's coming in as well. The chumps are coming as well. That's a lead flip, but not for the chumps to come and stop it and cap it back for Glungus. So Glungus stops the KO, but they have to come back now. They have a big penalty, and they have a lot to work through.
Indeed they do. They don't see Ali sharking, though. Oh, now they do. But Redstone able to punish that and able to keep pressure on Boss Tyrant, and pretty much everyone on the side of card counters. This is very difficult to take. And even with the Kabawa trade, it might be a little difficult. Never mind, Boss Tyrant took. And with that splashdown, that should secure the cap. No, it doesn't!
No!
Never mind.
Card counters gets the cap after a little bit. They go 2 down from it. It feels like they almost sold out to get that cap. It's just 2 left. Topic goes down again. It's just Ali kind of sharking on that right side. I don't think Carbonic sees them. Now they do. They have to jump back out. So card counters, they're going to have to redo again. Glungus doesn't have a huge penalty, but it's one that card counters can use. Eventually stall for time and get back in the mid. Boss Tyrant, they drop, but they are punished for it. They get shot down almost immediately. Redstone still in this Kraken, and they're going to maybe chase Topic trying to drop. They're going to go down as well.
Oh, wow. A lot of pressure. We're seeing Spice trying to keep pressure along with Redstone in order to try to keep it together, but Toy is able to cap zone and in turn have a beautiful spot for the strikes. And Ob is in a really tough position. Just not a very good fight to deal with, especially with that jump, which isn't camped because it's a tent. Oh, but Toy does go down, and with that Zuka, not quite able to get Boost Tyrant. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Redstone's going to have to jump back to the plat of Glungus. Ob is going to drop here, going to try and take a fight in the combo, and they're going to survive. Not quite. Ali finished it off, but they get traded back too. But thanks to that fight, a couple of teammates on card counters went down, and now Glungus is back in mid. Spice working around that splashdown. The splashdown is going to cap that zone for card counters from a very low penalty here, and have 2 down. It's just Spice and Redstone on the far left there. That penalty is going to expire. Boss Tyrant finds 1. The Kraken's going to come, but that Kraken's not going to paint the zone. Redstone needs help there. They're going to try and find Boss Tyrant. They get 1, but that timer is still ticking down. Just 9 ticks remain before they can finally contest it. Redstone trying to paint, and they eventually do, averting what could be a disaster for Glungus then.
Indeed. But 2 down. There's still potential, and there could very well be the classic overtime win. But Carbonic fails the jump. Unfortunate, people forget Splatoon's actually a parkour game.
Yeah. Look at Redstone here. They are on the plat of card counters, taking as aggressive a position as a heavy can. They find Kabua back in mid. They have no penalty left, and card counts is 2 down. The splash down's coming out. It gets canceled. It gets canceled by Redstone. They hold the Kraken. They take the lead. 2 seconds left, and that's it. Glungus takes it at the last second, capped off by that splashdown cancel by Redstone. Unbelievable play to cement that 2-1 lead.
Nah, I fully understand the pop-up. If you got a splashdown cancel like that and that shit wins you, sorry, if that wins you the game, oh my god.
I mean, there's a splashdown cancel too, but I mean, looking back on it, Redstone, it was that entire last 30 seconds of them that probably won Glungus the game there. They took the right flank. They got on the plat of card counters. They found 1 kill back in mid. I believe the knot. They dropped back into mid. They got their Kraken, held it, and then they were able to get that splashdown cancel when card counters were 2 down and eventually get that comeback win for Glungus there. So really, really good job by Redstone there. Their positioning, their aim, everything about it was on point, and because of that, their team escapes that very, very contested match with a win there.
Indeed, and with that we have a very interesting game 4 that is definitely going to be. It's very interesting because I feel like with a lot of these maps, aside from Undertow, all these maps have been incredibly open, which I feel like overall favors card counters a little more due to the nature of their comp. And they happen to be on a very open one, Haggle Clams.
Yeah, I mean, Haggle Clams, again, it's not a map you see often. Like, this set is just chock full of stuff. Museum Tower, Humpback Zones, Haggle Clams. Not things you see in a lot of tournaments pretty frequently, but I think it could very well be a good map for Glungus because of that heavy. Like you said, it's a very defensive map. The choke point to get to basket is brutal at times. You either have to go in the uninkable tent or all the way around left side if you want to score, if you want to circumvent that choke point. So I think that for a backline that's been as dominant as Redstone on that heavy for Glungus, I think that it could be a very good map for them. I think that card counters, they're going to have to find a way to brute force that choke point to catch Redstone off guard at times. Otherwise, they're just not going to be able to score. It's a very defensive map, and I think they just really need to throw everything they have at breaking through there.
Yeah, most people underestimate how strong heavy is as a main weapon. Not us, we play with one.
Shout out to Heavy. I'm a teammate with Heavy player. Shout out to Heavy. Heavy Spotling's great. But yeah, it's a very dominant map. It's a very dominant weapon for maps like these where it's very choke point heavy. There are a lot of like ways where teams just kind of have to pass through if they want to get points, especially on clams. Probably clams more than any other mode on Hagglefish. So we'll have to see what card counters answers for. I mean, the same thing I'm saying about heavy does kind of apply to Knot, which they have been running as well. But we'll have to see if they adjust. They've been adjusting a little bit throughout the set, but we're about to find out.
And yeah, Haggle Clams, definitely a choice, but alrighty. And we see a mini. We love, and it's the cool mini.
Yeah, it's not the Zuka spammer, it's not the bubble spammer, it's the stamp spammer. Not probably the least popular one there, but it has a burst bomb, and anything with a burst bomb, it's got something there. So we'll see how it goes. Glung is also switching off of the NZAP 89 and going back to the NZAP 85 with that cooler, although they are going to go down. Two go down on card counters, though. Kabua is the last one left, along with Ali. Spice is going to chase Ali down. They're going to kill him before getting traded back by Kabua. Kabua's alone here. He's going to try and survive this 2v1, but it's not going to quite work out. Redstone and Carbonic 2v1 them and get the kill there. So Glungus, they have control of mid almost immediately. Carbonic with the Zuka going to try and find a kill on card counters who are very clumped up by that basket. Not going to find anything, though.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for the side of Glungus, because one Zuka would have done, one hit would have been a huge value for them to push in there. That said, they're holding really well. Okay, never mind. Spice it down. Commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse indeed. Not the last time it's gonna happen. You have been warned. But, I mean, card counters, they're getting back in the mid a little bit. Redstone's going to pop this crack on the flank. Kabua's going to have to jump out to avoid it, but not quite. They jump to a teammate, and Redstone is right there to lock down on it. You cannot escape that Kraken no matter how hard you try. But after it ends, that's a different story. Redstone goes down with the Kraken along with that, and there's a jump. Wow, I did not see that at all.
Oh my god,
and it's I believe that's Kabua there scoring that clam. They're still kind of poking it around. They die now, but card counters get this surprise push even if they only get to 80 there.
Yeah, and getting to 80 is already really good on Haggle because of the fact that this map has been notorious for having pretty much no points be scored for pretty much the entire time. That said, Spice is able to punish Boss Tyrant before getting a YOLO push. We do see a jump happen, and we're seeing Spice trying to keep pressure.
Oh!
Beautiful direct sound.
Absolutely. I was not expecting that at all. Seeing the direct sound of nowhere with that Kraken, we just feels like it gets kills every time it's popped. Red Zone has just been so good with it, directing people to exactly where they want to go. And right now, Glungus, they're looking to get their first push to the game started. You see that they're trying to climb up that ramp for the choke point. Carbonic has a shield up, but they're going to go down. Ob on the zap, going to try and get clams. They have 3, going to find 3 more there. Red Zone has Kraken again, and they get on the plat, and they're going to have jumps there as well. The 10 shield is behind them. Red Zone is going to keep chasing. They're not quite going to find a kill, but they opened up that choke point enough to have Glungus score. They go 2 down. They're going to try and throw the clam, and they get the lead. Good clam throw by Redstone there to get that lead for Glungus, even if it's only a 3-point lead. Any lead on this map is a lead that any team will take, but card counters, they're looking to get back in the mid here and answer back.
Absolutely. We see Topic trying to cause pressure here, but Redstone is able to punish, but it's going to result in a trade. We see Boss Tyrant with that hammer, barely missing off. And we see Carbonic with its tents trying to keep pressure. We see Kabawa trying to sneak in, although it's very difficult with all eyes on him. That said, Boss Tyrant's causing a lot of pressure, and 2 down on Glungus. Card counters might have the flush in their hands.
Yeah, but I mean, just like that, it's 3 down. Yet another commentator's curse there. And Glungus, they're looking to counter push quickly off that. Card counters does get back to that basket area to stop that immediate push, but everyone is alive for Glungus. They have control, but they have a Kraken again. They have a Zuka again. The Zuka's going to come out, trying to look for a kill. The stamp is going to go through mid, block one of the Zuka shots. That's a pretty useful stamp, even if it didn't quite find anyone. But just like that, 2 go down on the side of Glungus. A 3rd goes down. It's just Boss Tyrant and Redstone. Redstone wins the Splatling Lungu and pops Kraken to what was really the last stand there. Although Cabo jumps in behind, get the ball, but not quite able to have enough time to score there. So Glungus holds on for dear life. That could have been a big push there if they got past Redstone. But Redstone holds strong. Glungus holds strong, and they're back trying to go in the mid.
We're seeing Carbonic trying to keep pressure. We do see everyone relatively slumped, but they don't have. But Glungus doesn't have a good way to take advantage of it, and we see Kabawa going absolutely ham, and it looks like card counters got their straight flush here, and they're going to score here, and they're going to get their score and be able to take lead, get another power, and are still going to be able to keep this push going, able to trade out
for the 3rd. Oh, it's going to be short. Oh man, the 3rd power clam there would have been brutal for Glungus, but they survived for now. And with the score only at 50 for card counters with 18 seconds left in this game, it's definitely possible for Glungus to come back here.
Absolutely.
They have one of their coolers ready here. They have a Kraken now. You gotta hope that that tent is close as you could. They're about halfway. They're gonna jump in there with a Kraken. They're gonna get that shield up. Having to score 3 go down. 3 go down. This could be it's a wipeout. It's a wipeout. They need more clams. Nobody has clams. Nobody has any clams. The time is gonna run out unless they can get there soon. Carbonic has 1. They're gonna keep it open for a little bit. They only had 2. Ob has 4. They're coming in now. They have enough to tie it, but they need one more. They need one more. Card counters is 3 down again, but nobody has clams. They need to find clams. Ob gets some. Redstone gets some.
Can Ob make the 5 minutes?
It's not going to be in time. Not going to be in time. Card counter survives. Not a single point to spare. They tie up the set. They're going to force a game 5. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I'm so happy I said straight flush on that first push because full house unfortunately does not beat straight flush. Man, they had a full house there. That's so important. Oh my god. Poker puts aside. Oh my god.
I am in shock. That
is so
I mean, card counters, it was basically over for them. Like, they got wiped out in overtime, and they didn't have that big of a lead. Like, that's it in 99% of clams games, 99% of clam snaps. But Glungus, they just didn't have the clams. They had 0 clams after they got that initial ball, and Carbonic somehow kept that basket open at the very last second to extend that push even a little bit farther. But right when they got to 50, literally one extra point would have done. If card counters got one less clam in on their push, it would have been enough. That one clam that they got at the end saved the game there, and Glungus, they fall 1 point short. They tied it up, but the tiebreaker goes to the team that has the lead first. And in that case, it goes to card counters, who are very grateful for that. They are.
Wait! There's something cute on stream. No, it's gone. Sorry,
that's too bad. It's too bad. But I mean, somehow, someway, we have made it to a game 5. This set has had everything, and it has had crazy Rainmaker pushes, crazy last-second clam overtime pushes, this crazy zone flips at the very end of games. Like, these two teams are about as even as you could hope for in this round robin. In this round robin stage of this tournament. And
absolutely,
our game 5 is Rainmaker on Umami Ruins, another map that a lot of people don't really play in tournaments. This round 2 just has all the maps that you don't see that often, but like Rainmaker Umami, like it's very linear, I'll say that. Like there's you kind of just push it towards the goal in that general direction, and that's it. But I mean, I don't know, it can be a little snowbally depending on what high ground the enemy team can get when they're pushing, but we'll have to see. I mean, these two teams, they've thrown everything at each other. It's been chaos. It's been surprises every game. So we will have to see how they approach it. I mean, you can count that they're going to run back that heavy, Glungus that is, but yeah, we'll have to see.
Absolutely running back the heavy, and we are going into Umami Rainmaker. Okay, no sugarcoating. I actually just hate this. Why is it here? It's fine.
That's probably not as hot of a take, but you know what? The hot take that I have is I do like this map. I think it's good, especially for Game 5. Rainmaker Game 5 is
to be fair, I like Museum Tower. I don't really get to talk, but
sure. But we're starting out there. Boss Tyrant gets taken by Redstone immediately on that right side. Redstone taking a bit of aggressive position on that left side. They're going to have to try and range out the last of card counters, which is Kamala there.
Wow.
Ali is going to have to be forced to back up, and that's 3 kills on card counters there. It's going to force them to back up pretty quickly. Redstone has this Kraken that has been oh so valuable these first 4 games. They're going to try and maybe find something, but it's going to expire before they can get a kill, and they're going to have to jump back. Glungus does, in fact, get this check, though, and they're going to have to try and move forward. The tank goes down, though. A Spice on those dapples is going to get taken out by Topic. That was a nice movie one there. There's a jump by the Carbonic. Topic's going to take them down, too, and right now, Redstone with the Rainmaker, they're going to get stalled out and eventually die. Topic has the strikes. They're going to try and get back in the mid for this counter push 4 card counters.
Yeah, and it looks like they have a pretty good position with that hammer able to instantly break the tank shield. Carbonic going down, but with Boss Tyrant's hammer going down, Redstone is going to be able to stop this, and we see Cabala's Inkjet just trying to keep pressure. Are we going to get an Inkjet snipe?
Ooh, we are.
Yes, we are. Oh! Beautiful recoil stop.
Couple of nice kills by Redstone, and what we thought might be a good chance for card counters to get checkpoint and start pushing is now a good opportunity for Glungus again. Redstone, they have Kraken again. They get so many of those again. They're going to pop it now after getting a kill on Kabawa. They're going to chase Ali and one other person to Dome. Going to try and look for the kill there.
Hammer.
They're not quite going to get it. They have to drop back in the Dome to fight Boss Tyrant. They're going to go down. People going down both sides. It looks like it is just one zap left on Glungus there, although Carbonic is going to jump back in the mid through a beacon from those dapples, which have been very valuable these 4 games. You haven't talked about much, but the beacons have been very nice.
You see Carbonic trying to take pressure, but unfortunately gets picked off by Ali on this Rainmaker, trying to keep pressure going. Spice does drop here, which is not your ideal scenario. That said, we are seeing that it's really difficult for card counters to get a push. That said, they are able to get 3!
That's a triple for Boss Tyrant on the mini. Quad, that's a quad for Boss Tyrant.
Boss Tyrant
that
with
is
the quad.
Exactly what they need there. Glungus is not that big of a lead.
Straight in the hand if I've
the
ever
lead
seen
is going to flip. Ali on the zap is going to push that Rainmaker. The stamp comes out, and it's going to be a wipeout. Wow, okay, I thought card count was going to get a lot farther there, but they only get to 49. That's a major win for Glungus, even though they do lose the lead there. But, I mean, look at the situation there. Redstone and Carbonic are already back in mid. They each have their special Zuka and Kraken. The Zuka's going to come out. The Kraken's going to come out. Zuka ends without finding anyone, but that Kraken is going to clean it up. The Kraken is going to go forward towards that Dome, maybe going to back up there. Topic finds a lone Rainmaker and is going to take advantage of that. They get the kill. They get a second one before being traded out. Good pair of kills by Topic there to get card counters some momentum back.
We're seeing Spice trying to take it going. That said, you see Kabbalah behind, able to get 2, and might that be 3? Oh, not quite.
Carbonic is going to go down right after popping that Zuka. Cardgrounds is going to grab this Rainmaker again, and this is a position which they haven't really been in. They have the lead. They have the chance to play it slower to preserve that lead. But if Redstone and Glungus overextend here with this Kraken, oh, never mind, that Kraken is just going to kill that range straight up.
Oh, and that Zuka kills Boss Tyrant
and
top it!
Second!
You know what? Nice Zuka, nice Zuka, nice Zuka. I respect the Zuka.
Yeah. Glungus is going to want to push fast here. Carbonic gets taken out a bit earlier than they probably would like, but they were cooler. They are going to be back fast. And right now, Glungus, they're in a good position. No specials yet, but you can bet they'll be getting them soon. They don't really have that far to go to get lead, so Card has to be very careful. The Stamp is going to come out, help to kill those Dapples there, help to kill a second one there, that 10. Top was going to try and take a fight into Redstone, who is on that top mid area, but not for the Rainmaker goes down there. Cabo is able to take that top mid, force Redstone off, and Card Counters gets the Rainmaker back again.
Oh! Oh, what an unfortunate Kraken cancel with a diabolical bomb. And card counters seems like they can.
They're pushing here. Really They're running all the way to 29. That's the type of push that card counters need. That 49 lead they had earlier was not enough. The Stamp instant pops it. Topic is going to run the Rainmaker through that Stamp. The Stamp is dead. They get 6 more points. They can stall it out if they want. It's just them, but they can't drop it. They could stall it out and pit if they had, but they weren't able to drop it in time. And Glungus is going to get one last shot to come back 40 points and win this game 5. This is what it's made for. Rainmaker overtime. Winner takes the set. Glungus is going to get a shot. They need to grab the rain. Redstone grabs it. The Zuka has been used earlier. 2 go down. It's just the Zap and the Rainmaker. This is Cardcounter's chance to go. Cabo's going to try and find a kill. They're going to go down. So Redstone on the Rainmaker is going to survive. Here come the strikes. And the strikes are going to help kill them. I believe that was Boss Tyrant on the mini. And Boss Tyrant and Card Counters, they shut down that overtime push. They take this set 3-2.
Unfortunately. And it seems like poker wins out in the end.
I suppose so, but man, what a set. Shout outs to both teams for putting on a show. This set of everything. I think pretty much all of the games, that maybe Game 2 of Museum Tower, were pretty close. I think they had so many highs. It was brutal for Glungus, who I think, like, you think back to that Game 4 on Haggle Clams. If they had one clam there, they would have won this set just 3-1. They wouldn't have even been in a Game 5 on Umami Ruins. But Card Counters, they somehow survived that, and they made sure that did not go to waste. They locked down on Umami Ruins to get a win on Game 5, get the rain into a Kraken team on Rainmaker, which I think is very impressive in its own right. And they're moving out of this set with a win. I mean, that I still think that's insane based on how Game 4 went. Like, I thought for sure it was over.
Yeah, very strong showing by both of these. Very strong showing by both of these teams. This was a very fun set to commentate and watch.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And also I'm low-key kind of interested in poker again. Don't worry, my other 2 shirts happen to be card related, so but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I got to commentate this. This is an amazing. This one's gonna be hard to top. Even like grand finals, any of the action on Sunday, I feel like this is a set that I'm gonna look back on as, oh my god, this set is so for real. The fact that it's in person at a LAN, the crowd was getting into it, the teams were getting into it. It was everything you could ask for viewing, commentating. Hope you all watching in Twitch chat had a good time with it, because we certainly did.
Indeed, yeah. We're taking a look at all the replays again, just showing how aggressive both of these teams